Hello everyone, I'm Saranya, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, Madurai Sivagasi Nadas Pioneer Meenakshi Women's College, Pune. Today we are going to see about discuss about 22 BCEA2 Unit 1 Module 2. We have to see about the topics under the topics or organizing objects and applying color, fills and outlines. Moving objects. We can move objects by tracking them with the mouse by nudging them with the arrow keys on our keyboard. Moving objects using mouse means to move an object using the mouse. Select the object using the pick tool. Depress the mouse while pointing to a spot on the object's outline or within filled area of an object. A dotted highlight boxes appears. Track it to the desired location. Moving object in increments by nudging. The cursor keys on our keyboard allow we to move or nudging selected objects in the directions included by the arrow on the key. Copying objects. Objects can be copied using the duplicate and close commands. In the edit menu, we can also use the Windows clipboard. Copying means CorelDRAW provides several ways to create copies of selected object using the right click. Click our right mouse button while transferring, rotating and moving an object with the pick tool to create a copy on the fly. The object currently being tracked becomes the copy. This is the page of copying an object. Using spacebar. Press the spacebar while transforming, rotating or moving an object with the pick tool to create a copy. Doing thus causes on a copy to be create in situ, meaning a copy of dropped each time the spacebar pressing the holding the spacebar cursors or key repeated actions to the creates multiple copies to as along the spacebar is held. Pressing numeric plus key. Numeric plus key on our numeric keypad creates a copy of the selected object is exactly the same position as the original. After pressing the plus key, the copy becomes the selected object. We may create as many copies as we want to using the method. Duplicate objects. To create a copy of an selected objects, choose edit duplicate from the menu bar or press Ctrl plus D in the keyboard. The copy will be offset slightly to the upper right of the original and unplaced to upper top or down below the nose cloud. Deleting objects. To delete an object, select the object, choose edit, delete in the menu bar or press the del or delete key in the keyboard. To retrieve the deleted object, we means use the undo command or press the Ctrl plus S. Grouping and ungrouping objects. When we group two or more objects using group objects command, they are treated as a single unit. A group behaves as if we are a single unit, meaning any changes made to group offsets all objects in the group. We can break a grouped objects into its component objects or ungrouping this is useful when we need to make changes to some of the individual objects that comprises a grouped objects. To create a group object, select the object with the pick tool. Choose object group object, press Ctrl plus G. The selected objects will be grouped in a single object. This is a method to grouping the objects. And ungrouping. Ungrouping a group breaks the relationship among the objects. To ungroup, select the grouped object using the pick tool. Choose object, group, ungroup objects on the menu bar or press Ctrl plus U on the keyboard. Click the ungroup objects button to the property bar. Since any selection of objects can be grouped, we can easily make group of groups. Groups within groups are called nested groups. To ungroup a nested group means select the nested groups using the pick tool, choose object, group, ungroup all objects on the menu bar or Click on the ungroup all objects button on the property bar. Combining objects. We can combine two or more objects using combine command. Combine command combines two or more objects and creates a single object with common fill and outline attributes. Combining objects is different from grouping them. Combining objects actually transforms the object that are combined. Combined objects can be broken apart. However, the objects do not return the original shapes and fill but retain changes made when they are combined. To combine objects means select the objects with the pick tool, choose object and combine, or press Ctrl plus L. The selected objects will be grouped as a single object. This is a grouped objects where whatever we were using this object, we choose the grouping or ungrouping the objects. Welding objects. By welding we can create irregular shapes. The welded objects take on the outline and fill of the objects that we were selected. The welded objects can convert to their original individual objects by only using undo button. To weld objects using property bar, select the objects with the pick tool by holding the shift key. Choose object shaping weld in the menu bar or click on weld button on the property bar. The objects will be welded will become a single online object. In the mark you selected the objects while weld using the property bar or welded objects. Assume the outline and the fill properties of the bottom. This is welding the object. How to we weld an object? Corel Draw working with various layers. We can work by using various layers to support us to arrange and organize objects with some complicated illustrations. Making layers means every Corel Draw are a combination of various stacked objects. The stacked order can be defined as a virtual sequences of the objects, which contributes to a drawing appearance. The effective way to organizing the objects is through the use of individual plans known as the layers. Master and local layers. The specified content is positioned over layers. Such content specify a particular page is positioned over the lower layer, local layer. It is used to every page inside the document could be positioned over the master layer, known as the global layer. The master layer stored over any virtual page known as a master page. All the new files are made along with the default page and the master page. A default page includes the following mentioned layers. Guides. It can store the page specified guidelines. Every object positioned over the guide layer represents only as an outline and the outline act as a guidelines layer. It can represent a difficult local layer. If we draw the objects over a page, the object is instead to the layer unless we selected any different layer. Guides. It includes some guides that can be applied as every page of document. Every object positioned over a guide layer represents only the outlines and the outlines are acting like guideline. Desktop. It includes the object which are outside a drawing, shapes, borders, and this layer enable us to store the objects that we wish to add drawing. Document grids. It includes a document grid and is applied for every page of a document. These document grids are bottom layer always. The default layer is over master page, cannot be copied or deleted. To insert content to the layer, we should file choose a layer so it becomes an active layer. To make this layer, click object manager, implement the following task. Inside the object manager, toggle upper right side, press the float button and press new layer to make any layer. Inside the object manager, toggle upper right inside, press the float button and press new master layer to make the master layer. Modifying properties. Modifying properties of layers by default, pointing, editing, exploring and display attributes are enabled to all the new layers that we create. We can change the properties every time. Also we can turn the local layer into the master layer and master layer into the local layer. Hiding and showing layer, we can select to hide or show the layers within the drawing. The layer hiding enable us to edit and identify objects over some other layers. Also it decreases the time needed for our drawing for refreshing if we edit it. Remaining layer, we can rename the layers to detect the position and content with a stacking sequence of their connection with some other layers. Using layer color, we can modify the color layer that the objects over any layer can be showing along with the color of the layer. If we apply a wireframe a view, such as when we position several architectural plan schemes elements, they are used in the color. We can apply the color of the layer to the direct quickly to which element objects belong. To modify property layer means click object manager, right click on the layer and press properties. Describe the settings we wish. This is the process of properties and choosing the properties. We have to using this. To hide the show means click object manager and show a hide. Click a hide button. To modify the color of the layer means double click on the color swatch which appear to the layer names left side inside. Copying and moving inside objects and layers. We can copy and move layers over on a page on among pages. Also we have copy or move chosen object from any new layer, adding the layers over a master page. Copying and moving layers influence the stack sequences. We can modify the master layers code relative to the local layer by showing every layers list for the latest page. Also we can move the objects to other layers by applying the order command. To move the layer means click object manager, inside the layer list, track the list of names to the new location. To copy the layer means copy object manager, right click on the layer we wish to copy, inside the layer list and the click copy. This is the process of copying the layer. Right click on the layers upper which we have to place any copied layer and press paste. We can add texture, pattern, color and some other fills to both inside and inside of object enclosed areas. We can customize the fill and fix if it is the default. Thus all the objects we draw have similar fill. Using uniform fills, using fountain fills, using pattern fills and using texture fills, using postscript fills, using mesh fills and implementation using uniform fills. We can use the uniform fills. The object's uniform fill is solid color. We can create a select applying colors palettes and color models. To use the uniform fills means choose the object, press the color over the color palette. If we wish to mix the colors inside the uniform fill and press the other colors over the control palette. Also we can select the uniform fill through pressing uniform fill inside object property, fill section talker, interactive fill inside a toolbox and press the uniform fill over properties by using fountain fill. Fountain fill is also called gradient fill. It is multiple color smooth progression in the depth to the objects. There are some essential fountain fill types of rectangular, conical, elliptical and linear. We can select the fountain fill through content exchange or from any personal library. The fountain fill could be changed to suit our requirements and we can design our fills. The fountain fills could include multiple colors which we can place anywhere inside the progression of fills to use the fountain fill. Choose the object, press object properties. Inside the object properties, click on fountain fill to show a various options fountain. Open a fill picker, click on the fill thumbnail. To create fountain fills means choose a object, press object properties. Inside the object properties, click on fountain fill to show various options of fountain. Press any one button to select type of fountain fill. We have a rectangular fountain fill, conical fountain fill, elliptical fountain fill, linear fountain fill. Click start node over a color band, open a node color and select the color. Using pattern fill, we can fill the objects along the bitmap and vector pattern fills. Also two color fills. CorelDRAW facilitates a group of bitmap and vector patterns that we can access. We can browse some available patterns, find patterns through keywords, vote for some patterns that we like to more patterns like favorites or copies or patterns through a context exchange or our personal library. This is objects and effects, bitmaps and text label too. Open a fill picker, press on pattern thumbnail. Using texture fill. Texture fills. The texture fills are randomly produced fills that we can provide to our objects for a general appearance. We can apply existing texture fills like clouds, minerals and waters, or we can edit the texture to design our texture fill. We can apply colors through the palette or color model also. We can skew and rotate the fill, change the texture center and adjust the size of the tile. If you use the texture fill, choose an object, press object properties. Inside the object properties fill area, click on flyout arrow over two color patterns fill and click the texture fill to show various options of texture fill. And then select the texture form of fill. We can use the texture fill through clicking on the interactive fill inside a toolbox. Pressing a texture fill over a property bar and then applying various colors over in the property bar. We can use PostScript fills in the object. The PostScript fills is designed within the PostScript languages. A few textures can be very complicated, and the large objects with include PostScript fill can take time for updating or be printed screens and printed screen. If we use the PostScript fills, we can modify various properties like line width, gray, amount and size, the appearance of the background and foreground of textures. To use the PostScript fills means choose object properties. Inside object properties stalker, click on the flyout arrow over here, two color pattern fill and click on the PostScript fill to show various options of PostScript. When we wish to modify an fill properties, press edit fill button and describe various settings we wish. Also we can use the PostScript fill through click on the interactive tool, click on the PostScript button over properties. If we fill any object along with the mesh fills means we can create some unique effects, such as we can design various color transition within directions on without creating colors and bells. We can remove any mesh means the mesh fills can be used to an individual path or any closed object only. We can wish to use any mesh fills or some complex objects. We should first design their mesh objects. This is a fill colors from a mesh. This is a mesh process. Choose the mesh fill objects. Inside toolbox, click on the mesh fill, track the color through a color palette from the pictures and choose the mesh fill objects. Inside the toolbox, click on the mesh fill, press the mode of the choose and add the mesh pattern. Fills implementation. There are various operations that are basic to every fill type. We can select the fill color to so that the objects that we insert to any drawing have the same also. We can remove the fills, apply it for filling an area of copying or if other objects surrounded by the open curve. When we wish to use similar fill to another objects or change several objects fill attributes simultaneously with the drawing, we can say various fill settings like styles. Click a blank area over a drawing page for deselecting every object. Double click on the fill icon on the status bar. Inside the tracking box, edit fill, select the fill type, select the fill color and select the click OK. Also, we can modify the fill color by formatting the styles inside the object style stalker. To remove the fill means choose the object, press the object map properties. Inside the object properties stalker, press on here no fill. To display fills inside here an open curve means press tools options. Inside the categories list, double click on a document and press general. Enable the checkbox and fill open curves. Outline tool. An outline is the visible line that we wraps around icons around an object. You can assign a apply formatting to outlines of all objects in CorelDRAW. You can quickly define outline from the property bar or in more details from the outline tool. You can set the width, style, color and attribute of outline using the outline player. Using the outline pen dialog box to set the outline details, you need to use the outline pen dialog boxes. Setting outline. To specify online settings to do this, select the object for which you want to define settings. Click the outline tool flyout and choose the first tool in the flyout. Alternatively, press F12. The outline pen dialog boxes appears. Outline width. In the outline pen dialog box, click on the width drop down list and choose the width unit of measurement of the outline. Click OK. Alternatively, the outline width can be set from the press buttons in the outline flyout. This is a formation of outline pen. Choose from one the preset buttons. You can choose thickness range from hairline with the 24 points thickness. The thickness will be applied to the outline for the selected objects. Outline styles. To outline styles to this in the outline pen dialog boxes, choose a line from the style drop down list. You can choose dash line or dotted line styles from this. You can also create a lines to your choice. To create your own line styles, do this. In the outline pen dialog boxes, choose a style other than solid line from this style drop down list. Click on the edit style button. Edit line style line dialog box appear. In the edit line style dialog boxes, move the vertical bar right or left, turn the dots on the line on or off. Depending on the distance, the bar moves to right or left. The number of dots that are turn or on off increases. Click add. Click OK in the outline pen dialog boxes. Outline color. To set color to the outline, do this. In the outline pen dialog box, choose a color for the outline from the color drop down box. If the color of your choice is not available in the current palette, click others. A select color dialog box appear. Here you can change your palette, choose spot colors and also can mix your own CMYK RGB or HSB colors. Click OK the corner type so at the top create by top shape in sharp corners. The middle one creates rounded corners and the bottom one creates concern or the blown or cut in the mirroring point. Click OK. Thank you.